Yo, what is up, guys? Your boy Ed from Elite Beach. You already know, and events are coming back. YCS Charlie just happened. Before that, New Orleans regionals had happened, and I'm super excited to say that on the 24th of this month, if I'm not mistaken, which should be a Sunday, Houston regionals will happen. And you already know, we are Houston natives. We're going to be out there. The whole team's going to go. I'm pretty sure most of the team members are going to be participating from Fluffle Boy, you already know, Brento, Rich, Eric, Charlie might even be pulling up. I'm excited. My boy Elmer, Rolo, Oscar, Ricardo, and I. It's going to be a whole squad pulling up. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about the regionals happening. I'm going to be doing some giveaways. Make sure you guys stick around for those giveaways because I'm going to be there in person doing giveaways at the regionals, which is going to be a lot of fun. Probably going to be taking some mats, some deck boxes, maybe even some field centers. Not 100% sure yet, but we'll find out when it comes around. But today's video is all about a couple of tips that I believe that you should probably, listen to if you want to do well at the regionals. Now, I'm not going to talk about, you should play the best deck or counter the best deck. None of that. These are just tips to make your experience at the regionals a little better and a little easier. Sorry. So let's go ahead and get into that. Before we continue with this video, make sure you guys check out my new sponsor, Dank Ritual Playmats. They have amazingly beautiful, high quality 2-player cloth mats, which come in various colors. You guys can also get 10% off with coupon code Ceviche10. Make sure you guys check them out. So we're going to go ahead and start off with a couple of tips that I believe that, you should actually take before, you get started into the regional. So tip number 1, I believe that you should definitely do mad test playing with your friends, with your buddies, online, wherever you can. You should test play a lot just to be able to play at this regionals. The goal is to always at least top 32. That's like the lowest thing you can do, top 32. But if you can top 8 and be one of those top 8 winners so you can get a deck box and a play mat, that's legit the goal right there. So you should be able to test play and you should be able to build your deck properly just to be able to counter stuff like that, right? That's just the easiest tip. Of course, everybody knows that. So that's a freebie. That's a freebie. Freezy. But now we're going to continue. I think tip number 2 is going to be do not forget your Konami ID. I cannot stress that enough. I've literally gone to many events where people pull up and they don't have their ID on them. They don't know their ID number. So they're just there trying to figure it out and they can't find their name. Oh my God. It's so complicated to go through stuff like that. You guys should never, ever go anywhere without your Konami ID. You should be able to pull out your wallet and it should be on your wallet on you at all times. You carry that like you carry your Texas ID. Texans here. But in all seriousness, yes, do not forget your ID. It's really annoying having to look for somebody in their name. Okay. So my first name is Eligio. I go by Eddie or Ed, right? I've literally gone to a locals where they took literally like 5 to 10 minutes trying to find whatever name they had me registered under because they didn't have my real name registered. They didn't have Eddie registered. So then we took forever to finally realize that it was under Ed. I've literally haven't been going under Ed at locals in like forever. It's always been like Eddie or Eligio. But I didn't know that's what they had me under, so it took forever to find my name. And that's the reason why I think you guys should always carry your ID on you, because if you had your ID, we wouldn't go through this issue. That's just me though. But tip number 3. For tip number 3, I always tell people to bring an extra $20 bill, $10 bill, whatever. You should always have cash on you at all times, no matter what. Just a 20 is fine. There's a lot of different things that you're going to go through, that is going to happen, that you're going to go through throughout the whole day. And you legitimately 1000% should always have money on you for whatever that emergency might be. Of course, there are other tips that are going to require maybe those $20. And this is the next tip. Now, the next tip is that you should always sleeve up your deck. So tip number 4 is always re-sleeve your deck before the regionals. You got to have fresh sleeves, brand new sleeves at all times. You don't ever want to fall into the issue where maybe you marked your card, or where maybe people don't believe that, hey, your card is actually dirty. It's actually just worn out. No, they're gonna think you marked your cards, and that's actually super against the rules. So it's very important that you guys know to have brand new sleeves on you at all times. Now, I am a little picky, and I always carry an extra pack on me, or an extra couple of sleeves of the same sleeves that I'm using that day of the event. Why? Now, let's say you're playing throughout the day. Your opponent starts shuffling the heck out of your cards. One of your cards rips. One of your sleeves rips, right? What are you doing? You're just gonna play with a ripped sleeve? Can't do that. You're gonna have to pull out that pack of sleeves. You're gonna have to open it, and you're gonna have to pull out a brand new sleeve to re-sleeve that pack. Because the thing is that your card could get worn out a little bit, the sleeve. Let me see if I have any sleeves on me. Like, it's crazy. I don't know if you guys have ever gone through this, but sometimes like the corner will get caught whenever you shuffle, and then the whole sleeve would rip. Give me a second, I'm gonna show you guys. Grabbed my GOAT deck real quick. That was the first thing I had on hand. So now look, this is the deck, right? Sometimes I've seen people where they shuffle like this, right? That's fine. It's completely fine, right? But I've gone through the situation where sometimes people would do this, and they'll start it from the top, and then look what happens. Your cards will go inside of the sleeve from the other sleeve. It's so stressful. So it looks like this, watch. It would literally look like this. It would literally look like that. So now that's what's happening. And whenever they shuffle down, your card will come out, your sleeve will come out, and it will rip this sleeve up, and then this sleeve will have a big tear on the side. That happens a lot. So that's why I do this. Instead of doing this, like from top to bottom, I do bottom to top. That's just me, and it actually has happened to me a lot, especially with double sleeving. When I double sleeve, those double sleeves just so happen to rip on me a lot. So that's the reason why you always have to be prepared and be able to have extra sleeves just in case anything like this happens, because you don't want to have to go just buy a brand new pack of sleeves and it's all different sleeves. Always have your extra 1 pack of the same sleeves that you're using that day on you at all times. Now, for your next one, of course, you have to be able to pull up for registration right on time. So this is tip number 5, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, number 5. For tip number 5, you always have to be able to be there on time, as early as possible, whatever you want to call it, to be able to register, to have your deck list signed in, and for you to correctly be able to get into the tournament. I don't want you to be one of those last people who pull in and it's rushing through and it's writing squiggly lines. If you have the ability to print out your deck at home, it's cool for you. I unfortunately do not have that ability. I just make sure that I get to the tournament on time, and that by on time I do mean early, because I am a strong believer that early is on time and on time is actually late. That's just me though. But I make sure that I arrive to the tournament early. I make sure that I sign my deck list and I fill it out correctly. Make sure that there's no errors. Go turn it in. They check it for me. They check me into the tournament. I pay my $20. They give me my 5 packs, and here I go. I'm continuing with the day. You already know. It's just super important for you guys to keep up with that, but that's tip number 5. Now let's go ahead and continue with the last 5. Guys, as the tournament is starting, of course, there's going to be multiple announcements. Sometimes the host is going to get up there and he's going to thank you guys for pulling up or anything like that. Super cool. And then, of course, the head judge will stand up there, give you guys a couple of the rules that he has going on that day, of course. He's going to introduce himself. He's going to introduce the rest of the squad. Of course, this year I was going to participate as a Houston regional judge, but but I decided to back out of that because I really want to play. I think it's going to be a lot more important for me to play right now and try to get my invite to a Nats so I can make it to Nats with the rest of my team. So far, I think Rich is the first one who's gotten his invite already. The rest of us want to go. The rest of us are really excited about Nats, and we're for sure trying to get this invite. So we want to be able to play and we want to be able to go. But make sure that you guys pay attention to every single one of the announcements that they have before they get started, after they get started, between rounds, whatever the situation is, of course. Now, the next tip is to make sure that every time, whenever you guys are playing your opponents, I normally have the tendency to make sure that I have my pen and paper on me at all times. So that's tip number 7. Make sure you carry a notepad and a pen on you throughout the whole day. I recommend the pen and notebook over your phone because your battery will be drained throughout the phone, calculating life all throughout the day. So I just recommend you to have your pen on you at all time, right? Now, before moving on, next tip, of course, tip number 8 is that you should always make sure to sign the paper that they give you. Oh my God. I've literally had, and it's not even just the signing, it's the putting down who won. Like I've had a lot of tournaments, even like the tournament that I went to in Vegas, the People's Card Shop hosted an amazing tournament out there for all of us. It was so fun. But there was a lot of people who I feel like had never been through that process before of like having to not just sign your name, but check who won the round. Both players would just sign, and then somebody would just turn it in, and it'd be like, who won? Like, you're not telling me who won. But that's super important, because if you guys just turn in the paper or whatever, of course it's gonna be like, but it's okay. Most of the time the judges will catch it, because by the time that you finish, if you did go up there and turn it in, but then there's a lot of times where judges are just walking around and you can just hand it to them and they'll go turn it in, which is fine, and they'll look at it, make sure that you guys signed and checked. But that's a really big tip. Make sure you guys pay attention to that. Make sure that you guys are always checking. You guys don't want to get a game lost because they thought that the other person was the one that won, or vice versa, of course. Now we're going to continue. This is a very, very important tip. I think that tip number 9 has to be, make sure that you bring a water bottle and a snack on you. I'm not talking about like carry a hamburger in your backpack. I'm talking about bring like a Cliff Bar, or bring like just a vitamin water, a Gatorade, something to keep you focused all day. This is a 9, 10, 11 round sometimes. Of course, with YCS being a lot more rounds than what they are at regionals. I think the most rounds I've ever played at regionals has been 9 rounds, which is already a lot. And it's mentally exhausting, and it's physically exhausting, and it's just like, I want to leave, I want to go home, I just want to get it over with, right? But one of the things that I've realized is that I become a lot more engaged, and I become more into the game whenever I'm focused and whenever I'm actually all there, right? And what does that require of me? Maybe just having a couple of sips throughout every round. Maybe being able to have a little bite of a granola bar, or whatever the situation is, right? Small things like that will help you stay in check, will help you stay focused. If you are a smoker and going outside helps you, that's completely fine. If you are a person who needs to have a Monster or energy drink, whatever it is, make sure you need those. It's just, you need to stay refreshed. You need to be able to make sure you stay hydrated, and there's something for you to snack on throughout the day. You just need that. I always carry a small little, granola bar, or whatever the situation is, just because I know I'm gonna need it. So be like me. Now, my next tip number 10, I always recommend you guys to bring a binder. I think it's super important. I'm not going to be the person to tell you bring like 4 or 5 deck boxes in your backpack, 6, 7 mats, 3, 7, 10 binders or whatever. Like, don't carry a duffel bag on you. Honestly, if you're really just going to go play at the tournament, all you need is just one regular binder. This is one of the binders that I recently picked up, and I think that you guys should just get you a binder like this. You guys should just definitely pick one up, fill it up, and have stuff that you guys are really willing to trade and get out there. If there's other stuff that you might want to get rid of, I think regionals is always the best time to get rid of it. If it's collection items, collectible cards, mats, stuff like that, always bring it on you. I think it's super cool because a lot of the people at regionals are always looking to pick up just the most random things ever. I've been able to move a lot of mats, a lot of binders, a lot of field centers and stuff like that, right? But the most important thing that you guys should keep in mind is that just all you really need is that one binder. You could put field centers and cards in there that you might want to move, and people would definitely pick them up. So that's just like one of the most important tips I can give you. Make sure you bring your binder, because sometimes you think that you might have stuff that people might not want. Of course, don't bring bulk, but sometimes you might just have the stuff that somebody really, really needs. So it's happened to me a lot. I've been like, damn, I can't get rid of this trash. And it's just like, and they want it, and they'll take it, and they'll trade me for it, and I'll get good value out of it. I'll get good trades or whatever the situation is, guys. I think that the regionals is going to be a lot of fun. The last tip that I'm able to give you guys, and it's just the most important one, is don't forget to have fun. It is a card game. It always saddens me to see a lot of people get just really heartbroken over this game. It always enrages me to see people get so mad, so annoyed that they throw their deck away, or they'll just straight up turn around and sell it for like a fraction of what they paid for. Don't forget it's a game. It's super important for you guys to go out there and do your best, but it is super important to go out there with your boys, with the team, the squad, and have fun. Just really enjoy yourself. I'm going to be making videos out there, so it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys want to come and meet some of the team members and we're going to be doing videos. Come and meet us up. Come and hang out with us for a little bit. It's just supposed to be fun, man. It's supposed to be a good time. And yeah, you know, we do want to do good and we do want to be the best. But I am the person that no matter what, I value fun over everything. And as long as I'm enjoying myself and as long as I'm having a good time with the boys, you already know it's going to be a good day. So yeah, guys, don't forget to get your Dank Ritual playmats. You already know from the sponsor, Dank Ritual. I've actually been playing on this playmat for every tournament that I've gone to ever since I got it. It's a super smooth mat. It's super beautiful, and I've really been enjoying it. It's so soft. It's so soft. I really like this playmat. So make sure you guys hit them up. Make sure you guys go into their page, and make sure you guys get you a playmat. It's gonna be super dope. You guys are not gonna regret it. Trust me. See you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share this video with your friends. And I'm just trying to get to the next number, man. I'm just trying to make sure that I bring out content for you guys that you guys enjoy, so we can get to a larger viewing of people. I just want to have so much fun with everybody, and I just want my team to be recognized. That's the main goal here. See you guys around. Take care. Have a good night. See you guys.